What if that empty, awkward corner of your yard, the one you've never quite known what to do with, could become the single charming most charming spot on your entire property, using nothing more than a stack of reclaimed red bricks and a little weekend effort? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to build your own red brick dream garden corner and how to care for everything you plant in it so it looks just as beautiful next year as it does the day you finish. If you've ever admired those warm romantic garden corners in magazines, the ones with weathered red brick edging, lush flowering borders, and a cozy sense of old-world charm, and assumed that look required a professional landscaper and a serious budget, I want you to let that assumption go completely. Red brick is one of the most accessible, affordable, and genuinely timeless materials available to American homeowners. It's widely sold new at hardware stores, frequently available second-hand, or even free from demolition sites and neighbors doing their own renovations, and it brings an instantly warm, established feeling to a garden corner that few other materials can match. Unlike stone or concrete, brick has a naturally soft, weathered charm, even when brand new, and it only grows more beautiful over time as it ages and takes on a bit of natural patina. Let's talk about how to actually build this, because the process is genuinely approachable for a beginner. Start by choosing your corner and marking out your desired shape using a hose or string. A curved, informal border tends to suit brick's romantic character beautifully, though a clean rectangular layout works just as well if you prefer a more structured look. Clear the area of grass and debris, then lay your bricks along the marked edge. You can simply lay them flat in a single row for a low, simple border, or set them on their sides and partially buried at an angle, sometimes called a soldier course, for a slightly taller, more dramatic edge that also helps hold mulch and soil in place more effectively. For a raised bed, rather than a simple border, stack 2 or 3 courses of brick, staggering the seams between layers similar to how a traditional brick wall is built. This adds genuine height and depth to your planting area while keeping the structure sturdy without needing mortar. Dry stack deck brick relies on its own weight and careful placement to stay solidly in place for a beginner-friendly project like this. Once your brick structure is in place, prepare your soil by clearing any remaining grass or weeds and working in a generous layer of compost. Brick corners tend to retain a bit of extra warmth, thanks to the material's heat-absorbing properties, so a rich, well-draining soil blend helps your plants take full advantage of that cozy microclimate without becoming waterlogged. If you're building a raised bed with multiple courses of brick, line the interior with landscape fabric before filling with soil. This helps with weed control and gives your structure a cleaner, more finished appearance from the inside. Sourcing your bricks affordably is genuinely part of the fun of this particular project, and it's worth spending a little time exploring your options before heading straight to a hardware store for brand new material. Older bricks, sometimes called reclaimed or salvage brick, are frequently available through demolition companies, architectural salvage yards, and local online marketplace listings, often at a steep discount compared to new brick, and they arrive with a naturally weathered, slightly irregular character that actually enhances that timeless, established look you're going for far more effectively than uniform, brand new brick ever could. If you happen to know anyone doing a patio, chimney, or walkway renovation, it never hurts to simply ask whether they'd rather give away their old brick than pay a disposal fee. This kind of neighborly exchange is remarkably common and can supply an entire garden corner's worth of material for little more than the effort of hauling it home yourself. Design-wise, there's a lot of room to make this project genuinely your own once you've got the basic structure figured out. A simple, single-row border works beautifully for a modest accent planting, while a stacked, multi-course raised bed creates a more substantial focal point that can anchor an entire corner of your yard. Some gardeners like to lay their bricks in a herringbone or basket weave pattern along a small path leading into the corner, rather than a simple straight or curved border, adding an extra layer of visual interest underfoot as visitors approach the planting itself. Mixing brick with a complementary material, a wrought iron garden arch, a weathered wooden bench, an old cast iron urn repurposed as a planter, tends to deepen that old world, collected over time feeling that makes a red brick garden corner feel less like a recent project, and more like a space with genuine history. Even on the very first day it's completed, it's also worth thinking about how your brick corner connects to the rest of your yard, rather than treating it as a completely isolated feature. A narrow path of stepping stones, or a simple mulch trail, leading from your main lawn area toward your new brick garden corner, creates a sense of destination and discovery, drawing visitors, and yourself, naturally toward the space rather than leaving it disconnected from the rest of your landscape. Even something as simple as positioning a small bench or a single garden chair facing into the corner gives the space a clear purpose beyond simply being decorative, inviting you to actually sit, linger, and enjoy everything you've built, rather than just admiring it from a distance while walking past. Now let's talk about what to actually plant in your red brick dream garden, because the right plant choices genuinely amplify that romantic, old-world feeling brick naturally brings to a space. Cottage garden classics like roses, lavender, foxglove, and delphiniums pair beautifully with red brick's warm tones, while trailing plants like creeping thyme, sweet alyssum, or trailing verbena softening the brick's hard edges as they spill gently over the border. For a more structured, formal look, boxwood or dwarf hedging planted just inside your brick edge creates a crisp, defined line that contrasts elegantly with looser, more informal flowering plants layered behind it. Now let's talk about light and temperature, because brick's unique thermal properties genuinely change how you should think about your corner's growing conditions compared to a typical garden bed. Most flowering plants used in a classic cottage-style planting need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily, so choose your sunniest available corner if possible. Though many shade-tolerant options, hostas, astilbe, and ferns among them, can create an equally charming, cooler-toned brick garden corner if your space leans shadier. As for temperature, red brick, like most masonry materials, absorbs heat throughout the day and releases it gradually, meaning soil directly against your brick border runs measurably warmer than open garden soil, particularly beneficial during cooler spring and fall months, when that extra warmth can meaningfully extend your growing season, though it's worth watching for heat stress on your most sensitive plants during an intense summer stretch, keeping delicate plantings a few inches back from direct brick experiences serious summers heat. There's genuinely interesting scientific research behind why brick behaves this way, and why it matters for your plants. Masonry materials like brick have a notably high thermal mass, meaning they absorb and store solar energy efficiently, and release it slowly over many hours, a well-documented principle in building science that applies just as directly to garden structures as it does to the walls of a house. This same thermal mass effect has actually been intentionally used by gardeners for centuries, particularly in cooler climates, where brick or stone walls were built specifically to create warmer microclimates that allowed more tender plants to thrive further north than they otherwise could. Beyond the practical plant science, there's meaningful research on the psychological impact of traditional, natural materials in garden design specifically. Studies in environmental aesthetics have found that materials with visible texture, warmth, and a sense of age or history, brick very much among them, are consistently rated as more inviting and emotionally resonant than smoother, more uniform manufactured materials, suggesting that your red brick corner isn't just going to look beautiful, it's genuinely likely to feel more welcoming and calming than an equivalent space built from more sterile. Watering correctly in a brick garden corner follows familiar principles, with one small brick-specific adjustment worth knowing. Because brick retains and radiates heat, soil directly against the border can dry out slightly faster than soil in the center of your bed, particularly during summer. So, check moisture in a few different spots rather than assuming uniform conditions throughout. Press a finger about 2 inches into the soil, watering deeply whenever it feels dry rather than sticking to a fixed schedule. Water at the base of your plants rather than overhead. And water early in the morning whenever possible, giving your plants time to absorb moisture before the day's heat, amplified slightly by that warm brick surface, accelerates evaporation. Fertilizing and pruning both play a genuine role in keeping a red brick dream garden looking as lush and romantic as the photos that likely inspired it. Work compost into your soil at planting time, then follow up with a balanced fertilizer every 3 to 4 weeks during the active growing season to support the kind of full, abundant growth that classic cottage-style plantings are known for. Roses in particular benefit from fertilizers specifically formulated for flowering shrubs, applied in early spring and again after the first major bloom flush. Pruning is where a lot of that romantic, slightly wild but still cared for look actually comes from. Deadhead spent blooms regularly to encourage continued flowering, trim back roses in late winter or early spring to shape their growth and remove any damaged canes and lightly shear trailing border plants, like creeping thyme, periodically. To keep them from overwhelming the brick edge entirely, a little bit of intentional shaping goes a long way toward that lush but not unruly cottage garden aesthetic. Even with careful planning, beginners occasionally run into a few common problems with a red brick garden corner, so let's troubleshoot the most frequent ones. If plants directly against the brick edge seem to wilt or dry out faster than those toward the center, this is that heat and moisture effect at work. Simply water those edge plantings a bit more attentively or relocate especially heat-sensitive varieties slightly further from direct brick contact. If your dry stacked brick border starts to shift or lean over time, this typically points to insufficient soil compaction beneath the base row during installation. Carefully lifting and resetting the affected section onto firmer, more level ground usually solves it for good. If you notice efflorescence, a chalky white residue sometimes appearing on brick surfaces, this is simply mineral salts naturally present in the brick or mortar working their way to the surface through moisture. It's a cosmetic issue rather than a structural one, and a stiff brush with water usually removes it without any lasting concern. And if your cottage-style plantings start to look overly sprawling or chaotic rather than charmingly lush, a round of thoughtful pruning and dividing overcrowded perennials in early spring usually restores that intentional, well-tended balance that makes this particular garden style so appealing in the first place. What makes a red brick dream garden such a genuinely rewarding project for beginners is how much timeless character it brings to even the smallest, most overlooked corner of a yard, using a material that's both affordable and remarkably forgiving to work with. Unlike some structural garden materials that look their best only when brand new, brick genuinely improves with age, gathering a soft patina and settling into your landscape in a way that feels less like a recent addition and more like it's always belonged there. So take a look at that quiet, empty corner of your yard, the one you've been meaning to do something with for far too long, and picture what a simple ring of red brick and a handful of cottage garden favorites could do with it. Gather your bricks this weekend, mark out your shape, and start building the kind of charming, romantic garden retreat you've been admiring in photos. Because it's genuinely more achievable than you think, and unlike so many trendy garden styles that fade in and out of fashion, a red brick corner planted with classic cottage favorites is the kind of project that only grows more beautiful and more genuinely yours with each passing season. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.